All right, what is up, trader? What's up, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. What we're going to do is go over how to set up a really efficient scan for finding overbought stocks. Okay, and so these are stocks that have the potential for some short trades. We're going to do that using the standard deviation channel. This is a nice indicator that gives you, the standard deviations of a stock, and whenever it's trading outside of those standard deviations, oftentimes they come back within range. So we're going to set that up using our scanner, and then we're going to go and show you guys basically everything that you want to look for. Okay. We're going to make this NYSE listed. So this means that they are listed on the New York Stock Exchange. And we're also going to look for stocks that have options enabled on them because options, are a way to give yourself more than one simple strategy of just buying and shorting, buying and selling. Okay, there's many advanced option strategies. We won't go into options today, but this is going to help us trim it down and give us a small list to choose from. Have you guys ever done those scans before, or you looked at people's scans online and they're giving you hundreds or even thousands of stocks to choose from? This is going to give us a small narrow list that we can come in and we can actually create a dynamic watch list from this and get alerted and get a notification anytime a new stock meets these standards. So we'll go over the scan tutorial and also how to chart how to set up your chart to use this. Okay, so be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I do want to mention I started a completely free newsletter for you guys. If you're fans of free, valuable content, you're really going to enjoy the newsletter. I also give out a few free trade ideas in there. One of the recent ones was Tesla. Okay, this was 2-3 weeks ago, and you take a look. Tesla broke past the trend line after getting the abandoned baby chart pattern. And if you trade options, those were very profitable plays right there. So there's a link in the description to sign up for that. There's also a link in the description for Ko-Fi. You can reach out for one-on-one personal coaching through Ko-Fi and book a coaching session. You can also request a YouTube video on there. And if you ever enjoy the content and want to just leave a tip or a donation, you can buy me a coffee via the Ko-Fi platform. Now, as always, the content provided on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only, so please be sure to read through the full disclaimer, and we'll go and head right on over to our Thinkorswim platform where we're going to be using the scan tab, right? So you come up here, you hit scan, and what we're going to do is this is going to be a very simple scan, okay? And we're going to go to stock, and we want to go right here to close. So this means that the last price that it closed at, and we're going to put this at $1, okay? Very simply, we're just going to put it at $1 here. We're going to get rid of this condition here as well. And what we're going to do is come up and add a filter, right? So we're going to come up to this top area right here, and we'll select on add a filter. And what we're going to do is go to study this time. And so we'll come over here to study. We're going to have to hit custom, and then we'll go and delete this, right? And we want to hit add condition, and we want to come here, select study, and then we're going to type in standard. Okay, and this is going to pull up your standard deviation channel. Or actually what we need to do is go to price, okay, and close. And we want close to be greater than or equal to, and then we'll come over here to our study and click on the standard deviation channel. Okay, and for looking for overbought stocks and potential short opportunities, the plot here, you want it to be on the upper line. So there's the middle line, lower line. In this case, we're going to be using the upper line. We're going to come in here and hit save. All right, and then we'll come here, hit OK. And then the next thing we want to do to really help trim this list is we come here to where it says scan in and it says all stocks. We're going to change that. And what we're going to do is we're going to put category, and we're going to put all NYSE stocks. So New York Stock Exchange listed stocks. And then we want to intersect with all optionable. So that means that all of our scan results are going to be stocks that have options and that are listed on the New York Stock Exchange. And we'll go ahead and hit scan right here. And now this is 24 stocks. Okay, so very small list for you guys to choose from. And we'll go ahead and start taking a look at some of these, right? So we can take a look. One of them right here says HT. So we'll come over and we'll select HT. Now we don't have our indicators on here. So what we need to do next is we need to come over here to the studies tab, right? And we're going to go ahead and just click on studies and go to edit studies. And what we want to do again is search the standard deviation channel, right? We'll go ahead and hit add selected. We'll hit apply. But before we do that, we also actually want to throw on the RSI. This is your relative strength index. And now we'll go ahead and hit apply here. We have our RSI on the bottom, right? This is our standard deviation channel. So you can see that price has gapped up over the top end of the standard deviation channel. Now, does this mean that this stock is a short, right? We notice after it's gapped up, it's traded completely sideways. One thing you want to do, in my opinion, and my recommendation is to come here to the news tab, all right, and check out on some of the news, and really just go over the news for those stocks, okay? And you can see that there was an acquisition here recently related to the stock, okay? Announced sale to KSL Capital Partners. And so, that's why we're seeing the price move like this. So maybe this is one that you want to stay away from. Okay. We can come over here and check out something like RSI, Rush Street Interactive. Okay. And check out RSI. All right. And this is one that we want to look for, right? So we can come over here and see that, it appears to be some news related to, this catalyst and this momentum behind the stock. Right. So we'll go ahead and get rid of this. And this is basically what we're looking for, right? We're looking for stocks that have shown a history of coming outside of the standard deviation channel, like we're doing right now, okay? And then what did it do after that? Well, it ended up coming back down towards the middle line and heading back towards actually the lower line. Okay, so it's got a history of trading outside the top range of your standard deviation channel. And we see that that is where we're at right now. And it's very possible that the stock could come back down to some of these lower levels. When you take a look at your RSI, we see that I was overbought once, twice, and now 3 times it's come into this overbought territory. And this is a sign that, the stock is just rallying a little bit too much, right? And potentially now it's overbought. Oftentimes, people look at things the first time it goes into overbought territory, but that doesn't mean that the stock can't go higher, right? And we see the stock came into that overbought territory here at this time frame, but what did it end up doing? It ended up rallying some more, and then the second time we came into that overbought territory, it pulled back again, and we saw a nice little pullback here. But ultimately, it ended up going higher again. And so now it's the third time that we're in this overbought territory, really suggesting that price is really overbought now. And we'd be looking for a pullback back into the channel, back into our standard deviation channel, as it's done here in the past, where, it traded outside of the channel and then ultimately came back within range towards the lower half of the channel. So that's essentially how you want to use this strategy. Again, it's going to give you a small watch list, right? So 24 stocks popped up on here. They all have options. They're all listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We can come in here and we want to try to identify, charts that have a pattern of coming outside of the standard deviation channel and coming back within. All right, you can also use the RSI to help guideline and see if something is overbought and potentially due for a pullback. And then you also want to filter through the news and, try to figure out what's, driving some of the recent price action, having it, trade to the outside, above its standard deviation channel. Now, how do we create a dynamic watch list out of this? Well, what we're going to do is go back to our scan tab, okay? And we're going to come here and we're going to hit Save Scan Query, okay? And so we will just call this SDC for Standard Deviation Channel, and then we'll call it Overbought. We'll hit Save, okay? And now what we can do is we can come in here and go to our watch list, select the watch list, and we're going to go to Personal, right here, and we can see SDC overbought, right? And so now we can click on this, and once you come in here, right, you now have the option to alert when the scan results change, right? So if we come over here and just make this a little bit bigger for you guys so you can see, all right, alert when scan results change. All right, and you can be alerted however you want via mobile notification, etc. And now you don't necessarily have to be watching stocks all day, every day. Rather, you can filter through your list, filter through your scan list. And once a stock meets those requirements, a new stock, right, it's going to be thrown in and you're going to get an alert. And then you can come in here and look at that stock and see if it has a history of trading above the standard deviation channel and then pulling back in. If that's the case, then that's what you want to look for. Now, when we talk about timeframes, we are on the daily time frame right now. So this is a little bit more of a swing trading strategy. And the reason we're on the daily time frame is because if we go to our scan right here, we can see close is greater than or equal to standard deviation channel upper line. This is on the daily. So if you wanted to do a little bit more of a day trading, you would go down to a smaller intraday time frame such as these, and then you would go down to the resulting time frame on your chart whenever you look it up. So we're on the daily time frame because right now our scan is set up on the daily time frame. So that's basically a wrap for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to sign up for that completely free newsletter headed straight to your inbox with free investment intelligence as well as free trade ideas. It's a great way to support the channel while also get some valuable content. And check out Ko-Fi using the link in the description. You can book a coaching session, you can book a one-on-one session, you can request a video, and as well as leave tips or donations if you feel so.